Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have a seat, man. Mary, just a little background on yourself. You raised your son as a single mother?
Yes, I did.
And you worked the whole time raising him?
Yes, I did.
And he said that when you made sure he was in school, you made sure that whatever he wanted, you basically gave it to him. He played football, you went to all his games.
Yes, I did.
Describe yourself as a mother to me.
As a mother, I feel like that when you have a child, that you become secondary, and that whatever, you put your child first, and you provide for that child. You make sure that raised in a well-balanced home, look out for them, keep them from harm and dangers in the home and out the home. Be there for your child, and to let them know that I'm here no matter what's going on. You know, I'm behind you. And, you know, it's like that prayer. As a mother, you don't see, when you walk with your children and stuff, you don't see one footprint in the sand, you see two. Because you're there that when your child falls, you're there to catch them, hold them up, and say, we can go on.
Do you know, ma'am, everything that just came out of your mouth, I should print on a board, and we should put that on stage, because it's the best thing any mother's ever said on my stage.
Thank you.
Here's a mother that deserves, this is what's a mother that's right in America. Single mom, not making excuses, you did everything for your son, and everything that you just said is what I believe in too. Oh yeah, Kenny boy, this is the woman you want to abuse. I know you're here because you want me to help your son, right?
Yes, I do. Well, it's like this. We only have one another, and I'm disabled and stuff, and I cannot do my housework. I cannot cook for myself. I cannot do anything. And, you know, my sister, she worked, and my brother worked. So he helps me.
You need him because you're in poor health, and the only people you have is each other.
It's just each other. Since my father passed away, which I was caretaker of him, which he took very good care of my father. But at this point in time, I need my son to be there for me, to help me, because I'm not able to do it by myself. I will suffer in the long run because of bad health and stuff. But I need him to stand up and be a man that I taught him to be the caretaker that I taught him to be. And I want him, which I feel like that he wants to do it, but he has this handicap, which is drugs and stuff, that won't let him do it because he chooses to go that route.
That's right. That's not a handicap. That's not a disability. That was a fine young man up to one point that you raised the right way. And this man who says he loves you, he loves you so much, he put a knife to your throat.
He did.
Now, I got it. It's so crazy, man. When you did all this for your son, and I can see that you obviously love your son.
I do.
When he put that knife to your throat, what was going through your mind?
It was very unexpectedly. I was walking from the living room to the kitchen, and all of a sudden he grabbed me and put it to my neck. And I knew then that that was going to be the end of me because I knew he was high. But he does things like that to me when he's high, pushing me against things, big bruises and stuff. But when he's high, he only seen that dragon that he's carrying and don't care about anyone. Like, you know, it's all about me.
And because you were scared, you did call the police and had him locked up a couple times, right?
Yes, I did. I give him many chances also.
You gave him many chances where you didn't call the police.
And then I called the police.
When he got out of prison this last time, and was this the knife incident?
No, the knife incident was beforehand.
Okay, with this last time, what did he go to jail for doing to you?
Attempt common law robbery and assault on the female because he did choke me. He put his hands around your throat? Yes, he did. The last time that he went to prison, it was after we had just buried my father, and came home, and he had took the money that Sunday, and that Monday he was wanting the rest of it that people had given to me for my father in burial, and he tried choking me. And that was very scary because back here in June, I had just had a back operation.
You just get done burying your father, which I got to imagine is pretty traumatic for you,
Yes,
losing your father.
Yes.
And then you come home, and he wants to steal the money that the people gave you to help you out to bury your father.
Yes, he did.
What exactly is going to stop me from going back there right now and kicking this guy's ass? You know, this is one of the worst stories I've ever heard, because we get guys on the show, girls, parents weren't there for them, parents abused them, sexually, physically, did all these crazy things with their kids, abandoned them, took off. Here, you're working your life away to support this, and I don't mean to offend you, this slug who's 24 years old now, who wants to rob his mother after your father had just passed away. I mean, I do the show, and I always say, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm surprised. I'm shocked. This is one of the craziest stories I've ever heard of. He wants to rob his mother after your father just died. His grandfather. Was his grandfather good to him?
Yes. My father was great with him. My father, he loves his grandkids, but he was the closest, and my father would do anything for him. All he had to do was ask.
As a mother, how do you feel the way he treats you?
I feel bad because you expect that from someone on the outside, not from someone in your home. To me,
especially not someone that came out of your womb.
That's true.
Why this last time especially, why did you let Ken back in the house? Why did you let him back in the house?
I told him that he couldn't come back, and I meant it. But my health had started to fail and stuff. And at that time, 2 weeks after he went to a mission, and 2 weeks, and I went to visit him there. 2 weeks after he got back into the house, I got real sick.
So you let him in because the only person that you have that can help you is your son.
It's my son.
And did he tell you he was going to change and everything else?
Yes, he did. He said that he was going to change, that he was going to do better.
Was he okay for a little bit? Or?
Oh, yeah. He was fine for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, that was one of the reasons that I moved from my home that was pretty well paid for to an apartment to get him away from the neighborhood. But then I talked to him, and I told him that he don't need to go around that neighborhood.
So you sold your house that you said was almost paid for and took an apartment so you would keep him away from the bad influence.
Well, the family felt like that I didn't need to be out there by myself since my father had passed away, because we lived in the
Right.
rural area and stuff. And so while he was in prison, I did move. And I wrote him and let him know well, he wrote me first to let him know where I was at and stuff, and I stayed in contact. Yes, I did, to keep him from that bad neighborhood, but he, I guess, got that I'm strong enough that I can go back to the neighborhood, and the same dramatize started again. And it's to the point now that I don't want to hurt my child. I love my child, but it's getting to the point now that it's getting worse and worse, and I get in my head, it's going to either be me or him if he come at me the wrong way. And I do not believe, no matter how old they are, to abuse a child, because my mother did not raise me that way.
You know, I'm just figuring out in my head, because this isn't a child. I took a child last week to jail, to prison, to show him what his life would be like, to try to change that young man's life. But here we're talking about a 24-year-old man who not only worked in a prison,
True.
he served 2 terms in prison.
Yes.
So I can't do that. That's not going to scare him straight. This is a man that said, hey, prison's not so bad. I got 3 square meals a day and things are cheap. Like, what am I going to do to straighten this young man out? I know I'd like to send him down to my father and have my father raise him for a few years.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little busy raising my own kids. And I wish my dad was a young enough man, because he wouldn't put his hands on you. And I guarantee you, Ken would not be on crack. He'd keep him walking a straight line. So when I'm here, I'm going to help you tell your son, no more.
Okay.
No more.